Hey, hello, and welcome to the Automation Station. It's Michał again, and this time I'd like to tell you a bit about MQTT, and I'll also show you how to set up your S7-1200 or S7-1500 as an MQTT client. MQTT stands for Message Queue Telemetry Transport and is a protocol widely used in home automation, but it's making its way to the industrial automation as well. The reason behind its popularity is its optimization for unreliable, high latency networks and its extremely small footprint. Thanks to its client-broker architecture, MQTT is also easily scalable while retaining the aforementioned advantages. This is because in the center of the protocol sits an MQTT broker, and it's the broker's job to handle all the data exchange between different clients and message filtering as well, which means that at any time, any single client is just talking to the broker itself, and from the client's perspective, the total number of connections, however big it was, is completely irrelevant. MQTT out of the box also supports some really handy features like different levels of quality of service, or a feature called Last Will and Testament. This one, for example, allows the broker to hold a special message for a client. Let's call the client A. So client A defines a special message. The broker holds this message. In case client A disconnects ungracefully, the broker will then send the message in client A's name so that any other clients, B, C, D, E, F, G, yeah, you get the gist, will immediately get notified that something happened to the client A. Other features are things like authentication, authorization, but also persistent sessions, for example. So there's quite a lot of goodies in this MQTT bag for you. So I guess it's time to set it up on an S7-1500 CPU now. Okay, so I have my TIA up and running already. My S7-1500 is on my desk and powered up, connected to the same subnet to which I'm connected with my laptop. Let's create a fresh new project. So project, let's call it MQTT Demo. I hope there isn't one already, but there shouldn't be. Okay, so there we go. Fresh new project. We go devices and networks. As you can see, currently there's absolutely nothing here. Let's find my 1511 where is it? There you go, 1511, the latest and greatest. Let's drag and drop now. Okay, let's align to the left. There we go, 1511. My 1511 is on 192.168.0.111. So I'm just going to change this small setting here. Now I have the CPU. What next? How can I actually make my CPU behave like a MQTT broker? Well, let's go on the internet and onto the support site. If you are on the support site, if you just look for the LMQTT library, you should find yourself an MQTT library for the S7 CPU MQTT client. There you go, there's documentation, there is a library for TI-51, TI-16, and there's also a project for 16. There seems to also be an archive for some old blogs that can run with S7-300. I'm just interested in the library itself for the latest version of TIA. There we go, let's try downloading this. Okay, we need to log in here. That's there we go, we are now logged in. Let's go to the folder, let's extract our files, let's put them on the desktop so I can easily find them. Back to TI now. Of course, if you're interested in the details, there is a PDF here. Come on. You can open the PDF, find everything there is to know about these blocks. But I'm just gonna show you how to use them. So we have our 1500. We just download our library. I used this library in the past, but let's delete this here and let's reload it again. So if you have a fresh new instance, never use this library, you just go here, open global library. I put mine on the desktop. I would encourage you to put it in a better place. There you go, MQTT Client. Yeah, let's open the library. The library is open now. And we have some types, no master copies, just types. In types we have what? Some UDTs and the function block. Pretty easy. Okay, so these are my program blocks. Because it's a 1511F, so failsafe variant, I have some safety related blocks here. We're not going to be touching safety today. What I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna grab this block from the libraries and throw it directly into my project. Yeah, create a single instance for it. There you go, MQTT block. Nice thing about Siemens blocks is recently, I would say the ones released in the last couple of years are no longer know-how protected. So if you double click it, you can find all the information and see how the block actually works, which is quite nice. It's a quite nice addition if you want to maybe add some stuff of your own. Okay, back there though. So we have our block. We are also going to, there you go, it actually copied the UDTs for us, which is nice, which is fine. Okay, so we have all our UDTs, we have the block, now we need to tag the block up. For this, I'm going to create myself a new global DB. I'm going to call this guy MQTT. This will just act as an interface for me to exchange data with my MQTT client, okay? So let's split screen here. What are we going to need? Well, let's just see what there is to have. So the first thing will be our publish data. There you go, publish data. I'm gonna call this guy, well, publish data. And the next one will be subscribe to topic. Then I will have my TCP connection params, MQTT params, the sub message. I'm gonna have the booleans for the output, so TCP established bool, MQTT established bool as well. Now, if you know how the blocks work, usually if something goes wrong here and there is an error, we'll get the one shot. So it would be quite handy to maybe put an extra space to hold the information about this. So we'll actually put something called error here, which would be a bool, and we'll put status ID, which I hope is an int. We now should have everything. Let's just add the enable, so it's a boolean. Yeah. Now let's tag it up. So we have enable. Yeah, these types are incorrect. So LMQTT underscore subscribe data what's with my keyboard? LMQTT. For the TCP connection parameters, we'll be using this one, LMQTT. For this, we'll be using the param data, and for the LMQTT, we'll be using type subscribe data, type subscription data. If you're not sure which ones to use where, again, just go and check the documentation. But just looking at the names, you can get quite a good feel about it. Okay, so let's go back to tagging it up. So we have published data. We have subscribed topic. We have the TCP connection parameters. We have the MQTT parameters. And we have our subscription message, TCP established, MQTT established. And now, you remember when I said that there might be some problems, some errors, for example, and it would be really good to capture them. So for this, I'm just going to add myself a new network and just say
if I'm gonna be lazy. I shouldn't be doing this, but yeah, I'm just gonna do it now. Oh, there you go. There's my MQTT client, and I'm gonna say that if I have an error on this guy, yeah, it will be a single shot, but it's fine. If there is an error on this guy, then I'm gonna actually capture this error here and write one here, but also override the status of this with the status ID coming from here, and I'm gonna zero these whenever MQTT enable goes low. Okay, so MQTT enable goes low, then I'm gonna zero my MQTT error, and I'm gonna zero my MQTT status ID. So that's a bit of, well, calling this error handling is probably an overstatement, but it should do the job for us in case something goes wrong, of course. Okay, so we have these. I'm gonna just do software rebuild all because it's a safety CPU and would probably be unhappy about me downloading this just straight away. Okay, let's try to download. Let's see if I can find my CPU on the network. Yeah, there is something, we can connect to it. Nice. Let's load it. Yeah, so as I said, I had something running on this previously, and this is why I had to do the software rebuild all. If you have a fresh new CPU, for example, this will probably not pop up, but if it does, that's all good. Or not. Okay. Compile, software rebuild all. I guess I didn't click it, not sure what happened. Let's just download. Yeah, it's fine now. Yeah, no more messages regarding safety. I could have disabled safety because I'm not using it, but hey. Yeah, so let's start the module app. Let's go online. Yeah, all green here. Let's go online here as well. So you can see our block. Currently no connection established. And we wouldn't be able to establish a connection because I didn't put any connection parameters in. So let's see what there actually is. So you can use, let me put it on a big screen. So as you can see, we can use qualified domain name. This is if you wanted to use your domain, for example. But I won't be using this. Then we have hardware identifier. So this is the hardware ID of the Profinet interface of the CPU. There are two places where you can find this. Well, actually there is more, but two main places. So we can go here, properties of the Ethernet port itself, then go system constant, and there you go, 64. Another place, you can just go to, where are my tags? PLC tags, show all tags, system constants, and find the same thing here on the left hand side. But if you have a lot of CPUs, a lot of hardware, it will be harder to find it here. So I would just advise going directly to the CPU and finding the hardware identifier there. So it's 64 for us anyway. Let's close these. So I'm going to punch this as a start value. Then the next thing is going to be our connection ID. This just has to be a unique ID. IP address. My broker sits on 192.168.0.42. And I guess we haven't really talked about the brokers. So the CPU can be a client. It can do the publishing and the subscribing. But then you still need a broker. And the broker can be sitting somewhere on site on an IPC, something like, IPC 127E, tiny IPC, for example. It could be sitting offsite. It could be sitting on an edge device as a little container, for example. But this part is up to you. I'm using a Mosquitto broker, one of the, I would say, probably the most popular MQTT broker. It's available for free to download. It's an open source software, and as I said, you can run it either on a dedicated PC or maybe as a little container or as an edge device, on an edge device, sorry. Regardless, this is running, or it should be running. I guess we can check. Ping 192.168.0.42. Yeah, so at least the machine that's running this is running. It should be running on 1883. Oh, I changed the wrong one. What do we have then? MQTT params. So here you have connection flags. You can say, is it going to be a clean session? So this is the, if it's not a clean session, then it's a persistent session. I'm going to have this as yes, so it's going to be a clean session, not a persistent one. No data buffering, no willing testament, so don't need to set these guys. I will be using username and password. Yeah, I'm changing bits here and bits there. Should just stay to changing start values, and then I can copy everything as actual values. Makes more sense. Client identifier. So by default, it's Siemens semantic. Sorry, you can put whatever you like here. The important thing is a broker can handle. Well, these need to be unique within a broker. So you can't have 2, 3, 5 more than one client with the same name connecting to one broker. Then we have the will topic, will message, not interested. What's our password is the question. So my username is going to be semantic. This is what I have configured in my broker already. And the password will be I love semantic. Then, oh, is it? Should be fine. Okay, so let's just copy these values as actual values. Yeah, that's all good. So as you can see, it copied them for me as start values, so I don't need to download or do anything like this. Let's go back, let's look at our blog, and let's see if we can get a connection then. So I'm going to flip the enable. As you can see, TCP establishes true, and MQTT establishes true. So we have a connection. Nice. So now I'd like to maybe send some data or receive some data. Okay, I can do that, but how can we prove it? So me, for testing purposes, I'm just using another open source MQTT client, which is called MQTT Explorer. MQTT Explorer just allows you to act as a client, allows you to connect to a broker, and by default subscribes to every single topic using a wildcard. So again, new connection. New connection is I'm going to call it semantic. What is our host? 192.168.0.42.1883. I'm going to connect with a different username. So I think this is the one. Yeah. So I'm now connected. And yeah, I have some topics, but none of these are relevant. This one actually is from another demo that I did. And as you can see, I used a retain flag. So a retain flag is something that we haven't talked about. But a retain flag sent on a message on a topic means that last message sent on this topic will always be retained by the broker. So even if me as a client, I, for example, subscribed now to this topic Siemens/POC just now, I got the last message that a client sent on this topic. If the retain flag wasn't here, I would get absolutely nothing up to the point when the client sends a message on this topic again. So that's something important to keep in mind and think whether you need a retain flag or not. It's especially handy when your sensors are not sending data very often. Let's say your sensor sends data every hour or maybe every day. Then you might need this flag to know what was the last status of your sensor. Last data read, yeah, and send. Okay, so we have a connection. Now I'm going to send some data. So where can we send data? Well, we don't need this, we don't need this. Let's expand publish data. So there you go. There's published topic, published message, and a boolean. So I'm going to publish some data on the topic automation station. And the message is going to be hi, automation. Oh, how nice. Then, yeah, quality of service 0, no retain flag. Let's just fire it and see what happens. Yeah, the message should now be sent. Let's go back. There you go. There's a new message on topic automation station with the value high automation. So it works. Okay, let's not get overly excited. Let's publish the data. So, sorry, let's subscribe now. So there you go, subscribe to topic. So I need to define a topic to which I'd like to subscribe. So I'm going to say I'm going to be subscribing to... I don't like it, but let's say automation station as well. So the reason why I don't like it is because I would normally be getting all the messages that I'm sending myself, but just for the purpose of the demo, let's subscribe to automation station. Yeah. Let's subscribe to it. We are now subscribed. Any messages that we get should be coming here. Let's try to send a message on the topic. So with my handy client, MQTT Explorer, I can now send a message to automation station topic with the value hello. Let's hope it goes through. There you go. We have the message. We have touchdown. So yeah, we can subscribe. We can publish. What else might you possibly want? So yeah, that's S7-1500 for you. S7-1200 works exactly the same. So it should be an easy job for you to get it going. Take care and goodbye.